back to your childhood in Santiago, was there a moment when you knew that you wanted to make your career playing guitar? I mean, did something like click with you at some point when you were growing up?
Not in Santiago de Cuba because we moved to Camagüey when I was 2 years old. But soon in Camagüey, I wanted to be a musician. First, I liked to play piano. Before guitar, I was interested in piano, but my parents couldn't afford a piano. Then I was very strongly inclined to violoncello also. But there was no teacher in Camagüey teaching violoncello. So my father found for me in the pawn shop one guitar with steel string for 8 pesos. Because it was this high, like very, very difficult to play, but that was the beginning of my involvement with music.
So you fell in love with the guitar?
Yes, very badly, yes. Yeah, I mean very badly because that's an important part of my life. Yes. I fulfilled many dreams. One of those that it was meet Segovia. One day I saw Segovia in Camagüey in 1952. Then I saw him in Havana in 1956. Then Segovia played here in New Orleans in 1968. And I came to visit him and talk a lot with him and request him my desire to study with him in Santiago de Compostela, España, y me dio una full scholarship to study with him for 5 weeks. Classes every day. So my big dream was fulfilled completely in that.
Now I want to hear about where we are. This wonderful university, the university that gave you a place to teach and to share your knowledge for many, many years. Tell us about your experience.
46 years, yeah. Well, it is a long story, but I want to make it very short. A month and a half after we arrived here, I was getting haircut with a Cuban barber, and talking about what you do. He said, well, I play guitar. He said, well, there's a Cuban engineer here, I think, Villalon, that he has guitar and play guitar. So I went to visit him. He was having dinner with his wife and 5 children. And I told him, I am a guitar player. I just came from Cuba. I don't have any guitar. I would like to practice a little bit. So he brought a guitar. I sat down on the sofa. When I started playing, I like to show off a little bit. And I was eager to play. So his eye became big. He said, you have to meet my teacher. So he brought me to Loyola. He introduced me to his teacher, Loyola. Loyola invited to give a concert. I accepted, not paid, but I accepted. And but I say I have no guitar. So they brought me one guitar from one student. It's a real cheap guitar. I gave a concert, and it was a success there. And then over there was John Kuipers, was the son of the poor director of Tulane. Probably you remember him, John Kuipers? Yeah, you remember him. He was over there at the concert of Loyola. And he spoke to his father spoke to Dr. Hansen, the chairman, about me. So they invited to give a concert January 8th of 1967. Dixon Hall was bad because Frank Gagner at the time speaker spoke a lot about the concert. Dixon Hall has about 800 seats. There were about 600 people. And from that day, I was hired to teach. Just right away. And I have a support from Tulane. Anything I wanted from Tulane, anything. And you ask, and they never say no. Whatever I was invited, any place outside of New Orleans, here in the United States or another country, the school always say, whatever they cover, fine. Whatever they don't cover, give us the cost and we reimburse you. So I believe for 46 years, even though I started traveling about 10 years after that, so let's say for 36 years, I traveled many places and never cost me anything. They support me tremendously with a reason of exposure to attract students from other countries.
And thank you, Maestro Elias Barreiro, one more time, and put your hands together for him.
Mm-hmm.